Yes, I can.
and I can hear you. And can you tell them where we are all over the world here?
Hello, everyone. We are in the now. We are at nearly 3:30 p.m. here on in Australia on I think it's Wednesday.
On Twitter.
Yes.
You're on Twitter. And we're also on Twitch. What else are we on? I have to look. Well, I'm a little out of it. Facebook and YouTube. Yes. So it's nice to see you. How are you feeling? How are you in? Do you have the full moon as well? Is that a crazy question? Is it only in my backyard?
Is the world flat or is it round?
I
Yes.
don't know. When I'm running, it feels very flat, unless I'm going uphill.
Great to be with you, Michael. Yes, we do
Thank
have
you.
the moon. Yeah, thank you.
It's always a blessing. It's always a blessing to see you. But did some people notice within your community that they saw you live? I noticed you shared it. So did some people reach out and go, "Hey, I saw you," or had they seen you live before?
No, they haven't seen me live before, Michael. So I just shared it to a handful of people in my DMs and then
Yeah.
realised a lot of people had reposted it. So yeah, really lovely.
Are we celebs? Only in our minds. I am a legend in my mind. Not within my time, but just in my mind. That's it. I like that. Do you know this gentleman?
I can't see.
Oh, okay. It says Naveed Khan.
No, no, I
No,
don't.
so you're not seeing Restream then. What are you seeing when you come on?
Well,
You should be able to see comments, I think.
the font is so tiny.
Oh, you're on your phone. I'm on two big screens, so I can see your nostrils. It's wonderful. It's I see my own nostrils. I'm thinking sometimes I think I see people waving. Oh hi. How is it in there? It's been flooding lately. So have you been sick at all? I was really gone. I feel good right now though. You're intuitive, right? You can feel me.
I'm glad that you're feeling better. And that will probably be just also to your energetic upgrades. You know, the healing.
Ah, okay, we should talk about that. We should talk about that because somewhere down the road somebody will watch this and go, "I thought this was about football." Okay, and energetic upgrades. So are you talking about like the light codes being activated? Is that the same thing within our secular? What do they call secular DNA or something? I've heard some weird terminology, but for me, there's been a level of peace. I would say in the last year that never had before. Just a certainty, knowing. We talked about this last time. How about you?
Yeah, Michael, you hold a lot of space. You know, you hold a lot of space on your platforms, you hold a lot of space, right? So that's what I'm looking at. That's part of the energetic upgrade. It's like you're ready to take the next, leap of faith. It's like the human energy's just got to catch up with where you're at. And I have a lot of acupuncture, so I always say that
Yeah.
our body needs an exit point. And my dear friend on space, his name's John, but his other name is called Musing Wizard, and he said that life is one big acupuncture point, and it's there to give us a prick, but acupuncture doesn't hurt. It's just
Is that the artist guy?
no, no. He very much does a lot of alchemy, and
Okay, it's not the same guy there. There's a guy, Wizard something, and he's higher than a kite all the time. And he smokes weed on Twitch and he comes on. He's fun. He's an artist. He's a musician. He kind of goes wherever he is, depending on how high or drunk he is. And I remember I started asking him questions, and I tried to go down the spiritual path with him, and he didn't block me, but he wasn't welcome to my questioning. He only wanted light. He did not want to go. He didn't want to dive. Where you and I, we like to dive in the pool. Sometimes we forget that there's even anybody around us. Okay. Well, you can come in if you want. Did you
Yes.
ever watch Cocoon, the movie?
That would have been a long time ago, and I can only probably remember snippets of it.
You should watch it. You should. Yeah,
Yeah.
just or even just watch the part on YouTube. Save yourself the 2 hours. But there was a part in the movie, and I feel like this with you is, people went in it and they felt rejuvenated, and they felt alive, and they felt loved, and they felt safe, and whatever sickness they had for a little while was gone. They didn't feel. But the rule was no more than two people ever, and no more than, I think it was 2 hours a day. So if people wanted to go in, they had to share. Well, what happens? Fuck, there's hundreds of people in there. They're in there 24/7, and what happens? It blows up. It's done. And then everybody's angry because this source, this beautiful source that only wanted to replenish itself, was used up. And I feel people like yourself, you have to set really strong boundaries because people will keep jumping into the pond or the pool or.
I hear you, but when I'm in this frequency, I
Yes.
always that it's not mine. So someone did just a few days before Christmas and asked for support when she had pneumonia. It was like a prayer request. And in that 2 minutes, could I offer love and be present? Yes, fully. She circled back and messaged and said she was feeling so much better.
Yeah.
So
So if someone was interested in your services, I don't even know what they are. I just know that when we talk, we have a connection and it's fun. But I really, I don't know that much. It's this. They're calling us boring. That's okay. He says, "See you, legend." I'll put that up. Oh, there's a heart. There's a heart now. Well, okay. I'll take that. I actually went to push on "See a Legend" and I got heart instead. Okay, here. Just to show I'm not fibbing. There you go. Do you feel like you're growing?
yes, I do. It's something that when I did a space, let's just say it was 3 months ago,
Yeah.
asked to do a topic, and I didn't get to speak about the topic. It was just one long stream of consciousness that you could call it channeling, you could call it a meditation,
Hmm.
and it didn't stop.
A lot of
And
people do that. Yeah. And you don't know what you're going to say, right? You just. Now, do you know who you're channeling or you have no idea?
no, it all feels very different, Michael. So this is my inquiry that I just sit with. So even today I did a closing blessing a few
Hmm.
hours ago, and I thought that we'd be on for at least another 60 to 90 minutes, and we weren't.
Yeah.
All I can do and be is just allow those words to trickle out. So yes, I do feel like I'm growing, and I feel like this space family has offered that container, and a very safe container, to truly be me.
Yeah.
And that's the key, is we only know each other's name. We
Do
don't really.
you feel unsafe at times? Because we talked about this before, and that's a word that you use a lot. Safe. Yeah.
Yeah, because it feels really safe and honoring to talk about our spiritual gifts and our
Hmm.
connection. And I don't really want to change my languaging to people or certain groups. And there's something
Mm.
being in the space that everyone just speaks.
I felt that. I love that. So you do that. You'll say something and you'll say a whole bunch of stuff, and then something will just like literally kind of kick me in the head, and I was like, I'm not going to change who I am. And it wasn't screaming, and it wasn't looniness, and it wasn't shaking your arms, but it was potent. And it's. I think we live in a world where so many people comply. We're sheep. Led to slaughter, and those who are odd or free thinkers, depending on how you're labeled, run out of gas because it's too hard. Or you get those that are flying in the outer planes but don't really have the ability to help. I think the ones that need the help. It's hard. It's hard when you. I think when you're heavy into the outer realms, you leave this. Whatever this is, 3D. You can call it whatever you want, but it's like when you're in love when you're young, and there is no time. There's only the moment, and you're merging. Your souls are merging, and I think a lot of it is people like themselves more when they were with the right people. And I think this is what it's like for you with Twitter Spaces is you kind of found your tribe. You found your band of weirdos or where you feel safe and I think there's a tribe there for everybody. I think there's the whole spectrum of insanity on there. I've been in some of the rooms and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. It's too much. They're like scavenging the kill. You know what I mean? Like it's too much. Where in other ones, I feel that they're not there to listen or exchange. I don't know why they're there, to be honest with you. My whole body kind of shook. And sometimes people host and I'm thinking, why are you on Spaces? Just do YouTube. You can hear the sound of your voice, but I think they need the audience. Do you know what that is? Can you explain that?
Yeah, I'm going to say probably it's the company, that sometimes people are just addicted to technology or wanting the space, not having the breathing space in between the spaces.
I never thought of that. It's an addiction. Because you'll get people, and I swear to you, and I know I'm right, and they'll be like, I gotta talk, and then they get up, and they're not talking about what you were talking about. They don't even know what they're gonna say next. It's just kind of like, I'm here. I'm here. They're saying different words, but they have nothing to add. They're not holding the energy. They're kind of disruptive. Now, some of the disruptors and shit disturbers are fun. I actually can handle them to a small degree. They make me laugh because they're bored. They're bored children. But I love things like this where you don't know the start, you don't know the ending. I think you said channeling. Did you say channeling? Is it channeling?
Yeah, I do feel it's changed. The investigation the last 20 years, it's changed the energy, the frequency, and so I just sit in this allowance now that it feels very, very different. So
Yeah.
I could say to you, people say, oh, your voice is so calming and peaceful, and there's a cadence.
Yes.
Well, as read the messages later, they're like going, I just got all body goosebumps, or I was able to, you were able to allow me to yawn, to release that. There's something happening. So I'm just willing to sit in that receiving energy. It's not just the words, people are feeling something else. And it's an honor, and all I can do is.
How do you deal with when you're sad? Like, how do you just kind of retreat? Do you listen to uplifting stuff? It's for myself, and I'll be brief. It used to be a very different process. Very, very like long, arduous, crazy. Where now it's almost like shifting a gear in a bike. It's that effortless. It never used to be. It used to be I'd have to listen to Eckhart Tolle or I'd have to listen to Wayne Dyer. And I think you were talking, I think about Louise Hay and I had a few teachers that would help me or certain books or songs. And now it's just kind of like, what's the lesson here? Like, and tonight the vibration is just vibing. I can't even start to explain what I'm feeling. But it's nice. It's nice. And I was feeling it before I came on. It was like, you should go on. But I didn't really want to go on. But I was like, no, but you should. And I was like, okay, I guess I will then. But I didn't really want to. Do you do that too? It'll be kind of, you get a nudge and,
Yeah, I got a nudge. I was writing to someone in my notes and I got a nudge and I saw your pink live stream and I was like, okay, I got to surrender to whatever I'm doing. Just drop it. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 things at the same time because there's like that will lead to something. And I was like, okay,
yeah.
this is fine. So, yeah.
I am fully here right now. And I'm rarely fully anywhere. My brain can be squirrel, a bird. I think I'm hungry. Yeah, all those things. But right now, and I feel like this sometimes more before the full moon, I feel a real deep sense of connection. Do you feel like this is kind of a simulation?
Well, the only word that I use is fullness. So I feel a fullness in my solar plexus. I feel a fullness in my heart. I feel that there isn't a lot of words. So when you're saying a simulation, yes, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like everyone is ready. And I feel that our January 1st is just a little bit sooner. Preparing a lot sooner, waiting till next year.
See, I feel like certain pieces in your puzzle will appear when you need them, you know? Or an old friend who maybe you didn't really know was an old friend, but is now kind of where you are. Like I'm finding even in my own life, people I haven't talked to in 20, 30 years. I'm old, right? I'm 60. Suddenly reaching out, Michael, how are we? Miss you. And I was like, what? You didn't miss me that much. It was 20 years. But there was a reason. There has to be. Have you had similar stuff?
Yeah, I do believe that when collectively we pray good intentions, feeling good vibration, that does get sent off and people do feel it and they're attracted to it. So, Michael, I'm always going down the redemption path. I'm always wanting to make amendments, broken relationships, unfinished business. It's just part of my lifelong practice is to do right. Have I caused harm?
Yeah.
Thoughts. How can I make it softer? How can I address it? And people feel it. They feel that.
It's funny because today I was in the drugstore just getting some stuff for the wife and bought some coffee and some other stuff. And I looked in the bag and I realized she didn't charge me for everything. And, and it's so funny because when I was younger, I would have went, dummy. I just would have took it. And now it's like, am I going to sell my soul for $8? Is my soul worth $8? Is my integrity worth $8? Me having to live with me doing this Is it worth it for $8? Really? And what am I going to block in my path? And I swear the universe is going, "Hey, let's test him. Let's give him a little test here. Let's give him another little test. Oh, okay, let's make it bigger. Holy shit, he's really trying." That's what it feels like. So when you say redemption, you're talking more not monetary, but hurting people. We talked about this, didn't we? I have this belief that if you go back, everything you made anybody feel, you have to feel yourself. Do you subscribe to that looniness, or is it real?
No, it's real. It's like we're wanting to reduce the karmic debt. You know, reduce the karmic debt between each other. You know, I'm feeling like an emotional millionaire. The only way I can hold on to spiritual fortune is to practice the divine virtues,
Mm.
decrease the vices every day. Because even in our own spiritual bliss like this, Michael, the ego, the arrogancy, the attachment, it just comes in so subtle to grab, feel that moment. It's always that reflection and that awareness of like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
am I?
I don't feel that from you though. I'm the no, but I don't though.
Well, because it's a practice,
No,
and that.
no, but I don't though. I don't like some people. It's in the forefront.
Well, thank you, my
I
friend. It's
I
still a
mean
practice.
that as the highest form of compliment. Like where some
I know,
people,
I know,
you
I
know, you'll talk to them and it's me 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 me. Me 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 me. What are you thinking about right now? Me 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 me. And later tonight, me oh misunderstood me. Yeah, yeah. No, but I think humor is important. I do. I
thank
think
you, my
it's a.
laughter.
I
Sometimes I'm very serious on this spiritual path, so I
I
appreciate.
I think you need that. I think you need to laugh, but and there's a lot of that in spiritual communities. I think that's why I like talking to you. Is don't know what we're going to talk about, and that's okay. And I don't ever feel like you're doing it to satisfy a need in you. I feel like you said something again, and it was paying down the karmic debt. And the way you said it, you were talking about the collective debt, mankind. I at least that's how it felt when you said it. It didn't feel like, "Oh, I'm trying to pay that bookie over there, 4 grand, and I didn't mean to sleep with that woman. I thought it was my wife, and you know, it's nothing like that. It really felt like I really want to help the collective. How does someone get there? I'm just trying to clean my own attic. I have, you know, she's doing deep breathing. Thank God
I'm,
you can't slap me. Go ahead.
no, I'm being with you because I was so eager and enthusiastic a few days ago when we're on it, and I'm just going to pace myself and just really just be with you.
You were amazing the other day. What are you talking about?
I definitely interrupted a few times.
Oh,
I was
oh, yeah. Have you ever seen our football broadcast?
like,
Oh my God.
the one you do beforehand.
Oh, they no. When I'm with other people, all they do, they barrel over each other. So yeah, literally, it's like you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This is the way it is. You know. But we know each other, and I know you on some level. So if you feel like you have to say something, I won't get wounded.
Thank you. It's that practice again that when you're on spaces, it's a very different pace. And then when you come back to the live stream, sort of Zoom, I really don't want to really look at your body language. I just want to like feel your heart and just the
Yes.
pace and just the pace of that. It's not so much that practice of like, that sounds really good. I'm going to respond with that. Or I can follow with that. It's like just noise. Don't worry about it.
Okay. That's might be the sweetest thing we've said so far here. That's a snippet. Most of us, when we get angry, we don't listen. We're thinking of clever antidotes of how to defeat. I'm going to defeat you with my great brain. But there's no compassion there. Sometimes you'll see after people get really ugly and they start crying, then you might get real. But it's almost like they have to do the vomit, the verbal vomit. Yeah. I don't think you and I could do that. I think we would just go spend fun.
My practice though, Michael, with myself and other people that I share this with is just looking at that first 2 minutes of what happens, of what you say it, how you react. That first 2 minutes in a conversation and when it gets heated is the most crucial.
Do you have an example?
Well, we'll say certain words, we'll say certain things.
Mhm.
So it's always like, could be a different face, a different actor, same vibrate
Mm,
in your solar plexus.
yeah.
Words get spoken. So there's a mindfulness of how far do I need to go from a level 1 to a level 10 very fast in that 2 minutes? Where can I breathe? Where can I be paced?
Mhm.
How can I hold my space? Because often when you're doing that tango, it's like one will escalate very fast and the other will go straight down to the basement very fast. And it's like, if that person could just hold their space and not plummet down to the basement, and if this other person could just also to not escalate too fast, then it won't get so high.
Yeah. I always want to explain. So when we're doing this, to me, I can't speak for you, but for me, it feels like the circulation of energy. It's just like this. And then every once in a while you say something, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. I think we're supposed to talk about that. And with you, because you channel, now, so you didn't really answer my question. I think you kind of evaded it, but I'm not sure. I asked you who you channel, and I'm pretty sure I channel, but I don't know the source. I don't know if it's sources or source. I don't have a clue. But tonight, oh my God, like, I don't know if you've ever done weed, but this is like some very mellow weed I'm on tonight. That's what it feels like. I feel like, you know, it's nice. Yes, there you go. Dinner is served.
Yes, always from a royal platter. And
Yes.
about that is, call it spiritual, is that, yeah, but I heard you on basis. I do feel like you chat. And the thing is, though, is I just surrender to my feelings now that I don't need to know, is it an energy, is it an entity? Yes, I know the distinction of ancestor souls or mediumship.
Mm-hmm.
I know the difference. Archangel, or all I know is if my intention, if I come back to that before, if my intention is pure,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that's coming, people are being touched by the frequency and the words, then I know that it's from pure source because of the feedback that I keep receiving from others. And so I'm just staying in that state and being willing to serve. So I'm doing my best not to be over analytical. I mean, I have said to my hubby, I was like, I don't want to be like an Abraham Hicks. Like, I just don't want any of that closing your eyes and feeling like, ugh, there's a shift of energy. That's not for me. I don't want to do any platform work or any stage work.
Yeah, but I always thought that was part of the theater of her. You know, I think that's why I like doing football shows. It's a form of theater. We go on there and kind of debate about stupid stuff and have fun, and people have fun watching us debate, and But with her, I think it was parts of it are real because I loved it too, and I won't lie, and I enjoyed the books. But I felt sometimes that it was she had a script. I felt like she had a script sometimes. Where when I used to listen to Daryl Anka, that's his name. I'm having problems with my brain today. Daryl Anka,
Bashir. Bashir.
but yeah, or is it
Bashir.
or is it Bashar?
Yeah, I knew you were going to mention him.
So with him, I never got that it was made. I always got that it was real, especially the early stuff, because you could tell with him physically he was getting ill, like he didn't know how to, like his blood pressure would go up, he would go crazy, and he would be semi-abusive when he was doing jailing sometimes. And I remember one time after he went, well, I feel like they're frustrated. They're frustrated with us. We're not moving quick enough. So if they get smart, alecky, I'll sometimes just stop it. And there was always humor, which I would thought was great. But the only thing that's ever really stuck was chase your greatest excitement.
Mm.
Whatever that is, chase your great. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Like tonight, I was like, yeah, I'd like it. You know, listen to some music and fall asleep. And then I thought, no, I'm supposed to ride this wave. This is a cool wave. Maybe someone will enjoy this somewhere down the road, or maybe I'm supposed to be healed through the wave.
Mm.
Yeah, but I love what you said though. The addiction part. I think you're dead on. You're way smarter than me. I never thought of that. They're addicted. It's like drugs, right?
The dopamine here. It's the it's not trusting in between their own spaces. They're not giving enough reverence in between the spaces just to do their own healing and integration and really bathe and bask
Oh,
in the space.
that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That should have been on a plaque. That was beautiful. I'm not joking. That was amazing. Bathe and bask. See, we got to play that one back. That's one you should play over and over again. But you do that now. Is that you, or is that them whispering their wildness through you?
I'm going to definitely say it's them
Yeah,
because I can't ever remember what I say. I actually do need to listen back.
you
And
should. That. What? Where are we here? 48 minutes in. So say about 46. Start listening. That was beautiful. That and those are the snippets that we should take and put on TikTok. Your 25 seconds of oh yes, nuggets of gold. Because you're mining gold here.
thank you, Michael, for that constant confirmation because I actually do want to physically mine gold with another person I've met on Spaces. So thank you for that because that gold keeps coming up.
They could be just using me. Put words through my head. A little puppet man. I sometimes think that. I'm like, I'll listen to something I did with someone. I'll go, what the fuck was that? That wasn't me. I remember when it first started happening, I was like, holy shit, that's pretty clever. I couldn't find clever in my left shoe. What the hell's that? And that's when I knew that, okay, this is bigger than me. This is not me playing. I'm being used. I'm a speaker. They got a wire up my ass. That's what I felt like. I felt violated for a while. I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because when I was younger, everything was, how can I use this to better my financial situation? How can I use this to manipulate situations for my favor? Where now it's kind of like, I just want to live peaceful. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want anybody to really bother me too much. But even that, I don't know. Am I becoming numb or am I actually feeling? That's another question.
You're feeling the ones that out of the addiction.
You're starting to break up a bit. Now, here's the weird thing with research. Is your phone starting to get warm?
No, it's good. It's good.
I just heard the weirdest voice. When you lifted your phone up, is there anybody there with you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Like, is it like a child or something?
No, it's you say what you want to say, and then I'll tell you.
Okay. I know. I heard something. Is it a cat? Is that what I heard? Okay.
The little squeaker of the toy.
No, no. I heard.
Uh,
I'm gonna try to the best of my ability. Yeah, yeah. So now I want to play it back. Soon to be on TikTok. Yeah, yeah. Now, if I can't find it, I'll go. Oh, maybe I've had too many cold meds. Maybe that's what it is. It's funny because my daughter, I love her. She's great, and I said to her, "Don't take cold medication and drink." And I said, "It's on the package for a reason." And she goes, "You seem to be really adamant about this." I said, "Made some really stupid decisions in my life when I was younger because I wanted to go out and party, right? Oh, cold medicine, drink, gone, gone." Yeah. Did you ever have moments of poor judgment, too much alcohol, too much thinking, too much eating, too much feeling, too much crying? Did you ever go through a period of that?
Definitely, Michael. When I was in my 20s,
Yeah.
I drank a lot. Yeah, trauma. I didn't feel it was there to support me. Yes, I did go and do talk therapy, but as you know, that talk therapy, it really, there's no. Oh, unfortunately, maybe when I was about 18, I remember the counsellor saying, "What do you want?" I just remember just want to be happy. And I knew in that moment I said it, I was like a million trillion million miles away from that happiness, internal happiness, external happiness, whatever it was. I knew that I was very much a lost soul
Yeah.
in the deep of my reset. Happiness, what is,
Yeah.
and I'll go back to that just point is like, how far have you come? What does that mean to you now? What is happening for you?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that bleeding. That's why I like gratitude, or I like contentment, or I like appreciation. I just like you use that analogy always, the cat. The cat always looks content. It's just another deeper level of that. That's more than enough.
So we need to end this soon because I want to be able to cut this easily. And the program it needs to be under an hour for it to work easy, and I want easy because I have no brain right now. But I want to make sure that I cut this up. Can you basically just and then when you leave, I'll shut it, but we'll be able to talk in the green room for a second
Oh,
after. Okay, just for a second. Okay, so where can we find you? And thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. I think this will be wonderful on TikTok, especially the snippets where the voices in my head come in.
Michael, I'm so not into promotion or branding or any of that. So I'm going to say it in a very simplistic way.
Hmm.
They can come to you and you can message me, or
Yeah,
you can faces, because I'm going to keep it as simple as that.
yeah. Are you okay with me repurposing this? If you
Yeah.
don't want, okay, because if you don't, I
Well,
won't.
no,
Yeah,
of course I am, but I'm not one of those people. This is my website. This is what I do. This is my next workshop. I can't be bothered with that. Not
no,
at this present moment, especially, and
yeah.
people, because that's just how I roll at the moment.
That's good. You got to know your own boundaries. I get that. And I think too, for me, I'm just really starting to learn how to play with the set. It's like I got a new train set, and I got it on the track, but I'm not really sure how fast it should go and how much fuel I should put in it. And that's kind of, and I have a thirst again for broadcasting, which I didn't have for a while. I lost it. I think part of it was I was taking myself and others way too seriously. Where now it's kind of like, you watch, you don't watch, you watch, you. The goofiest things, like it's so funny. I did something with my daughter, and she was like, "Oh, I really want you to do these with me. It's Comic Con, and you'll go there, and they'll like you. You'll be like a dad, and you can interview us." And I was like, "Oh God, okay, sure, I'll go. Why not? Let's do it." And I did it for her, my love for her. And we're sweating like we're fucking dying. I swear to God, it was crazy. I was melting. I'm melting. And we're outside, and all these people are dressed, and I felt the little inner nerd in all of them, right? Well, and I'm thinking, well, probably 100 people will watch these. That's lovely. Nope. The first week, there were 17,000 people watching these goofy videos. And I've got people reaching out to me going, I didn't know you were in anime. And I went, nor did I. Have a great evening, everybody. Full moon fever, and don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you for a sec. And you know what? We were channeling or doing something here. I was hearing voices. Hopefully, you hear it too. And if you do, leave us a message.